I never thought the choices I made would backfire so spectacularly. My name is Tara, and my husband Samir and I had been together for 8 years. We had a comfortable life, full of routines, laughter, and the occasional disagreement that every couple faces. But beneath the surface, I craved freedom, the thrill of novelty, the excitement of something beyond our stable, predictable life. It started innocently enough. I had read about open marriages and wondered if they could be our secret to sustaining passion. I pitched the idea to Samir cautiously, framing it as an experiment to strengthen our trust. At first, he was hesitant, uncomfortable even, but over time, my persistent reasoning and the promise of honesty convinced him. "As long as we're honest, I'll try it," he said. I smiled, feeling triumphant. At first, it was harmless curiosity. We established rules: honesty, boundaries, and transparency. Samir seemed content, even intrigued. I convinced myself that this arrangement would make our marriage stronger, that it would satisfy my restless desires without breaking the trust we had built. But human desire is unpredictable, and the experiment I initiated quickly spiraled out of control. I met someone outside our marriage, a man named Arjun. It started with flirtation, then secret meetings, and finally, emotional attachment. I convinced myself it was harmless, a fantasy that didn't threaten my bond with Samir. After all, we had agreed to explore, to test our limits. But the line between exploration and betrayal blurred faster than I could anticipate. Samir began noticing subtle changes, unexplained absences, distracted conversations, and an emotional distance that I couldn't fully mask. I assured him I was still committed to him, still loved him, but he began to sense the truth I desperately tried to hide. One evening, I slipped, leaving my phone unlocked with messages that revealed my emotional and physical involvement with Arjun. The proof was undeniable. The confrontation was brutal. Samir's face, once filled with love and patience, was now etched with hurt and disbelief. "Tara, I trusted you," he said, his voice trembling. "I let you push me into this, believing it was for us, and now you've crossed a line I can't ignore." I wanted to explain, to justify, to plead, but the words felt hollow against the reality of my actions. He asked for a divorce, not in anger but in quiet, resolute pain. "I can't do this anymore," he said. "I thought we could navigate this together, but you've betrayed the trust I gave you freely. I need to protect myself, and I can't do that with you anymore." The words pierced deeper than any argument, any accusation, any fight we had ever had. As the divorce proceedings began, I realized the full scope of my mistakes. I had initiated the very arrangement that destroyed my marriage. I had sought freedom and excitement, believing it wouldn't cost me what I valued most, my husband's love and trust. But human desires are unpredictable, and the very thing I thought would liberate me became my undoing. Samir handled the situation with remarkable composure. He protected his dignity, maintained emotional clarity, and ensured that the divorce was fair, both legally and financially. He didn't seek revenge. He sought to preserve his peace of mind, something I had jeopardized with my reckless pursuit of pleasure. Meanwhile, I faced the consequences of my actions. Friends and family who once admired our relationship were now judgmental, and my own guilt became an inescapable burden. Arjun, the man I had pursued in the name of freedom, quickly revealed himself to be unreliable and self-serving, leaving me emotionally adrift and alone. The hardest realization was that the betrayal I inflicted wasn't just on Samir. It was on myself. I had sacrificed trust, intimacy, and years of shared life for a fleeting sense of excitement. The emotional cost was enormous, and no thrill could ever compensate for the loss of a love I had once taken for granted. Reflecting on the years that followed, I understood a painful truth. Some experiments are too dangerous to conduct on the human heart. Trust once broken cannot easily be repaired, and freedom without responsibility is merely chaos disguised as choice. I had pushed my husband into a framework I didn't understand, thinking it would empower both of us. But it only empowered my recklessness and destroyed the bond that had taken years to build. Samir moved on quietly, rebuilding his life with patience and integrity. I was left to navigate the aftermath of my decisions, learning the hard way that desire is not a justification for betrayal, and that love, no matter how strong, cannot survive when one party undermines the foundation it rests upon. In the end, I lost more than a husband. I lost trust, stability, and the certainty that comes with a partner who sees you as irreplaceable. And all because I sought freedom in the wrong way, thinking it would bring joy when in reality it brought nothing but devastation.